Hines has been focused on sustainability since the beginning. My grandfather's roots as a mechanical engineer were always looking for energy efficiency, and we've been built that way as a firm. Along the way, we were part of developing LEED standards because we were already doing what they were hoping to guide the industry to do. One of the major focuses, and certainly a place that Hines can really lead, is reducing our carbon footprint, not only in operational carbon, but also embodied carbon.
Operational carbon is energy when we turn the building on, and the carbon footprint that goes with all of that energy. Embodied carbon, that's everything else. It's everything from resource extraction from materials coming out of the ground to the factory gate, to what happens during construction, to what happens during renovations, to what happens at the end of the life.
As development continues to explode around the globe, I think the carbon footprint story just gets even bigger. So the impacts to the environment will in turn get bigger. And unstopped or unchecked or doing nothing, just not an option. We have to figure out how to build better and build smarter. And a huge part of that equation is reducing carbon. MKA, Don Davies and Ron Clemenza came down and visited with us. We all sort of sat in the room upstairs and said, this is something that's coming and it's really, really important and we need to get smart about it and certainly look at, what is our approach? What's the Hines approach going to be to carbon reduction? So with MKA, we developed the Hines Embodied Carbon Reduction Guide. We're rolling that out to our development teams on all of our new developments and educating our design teams, educating our partners, educating our own local teams on how do we go do this.
You can't manage what you don't measure. If we don't measure our embodied carbon, we're certainly not going to manage it. And so let's start there. We launched this open access free tool called the Embodied Carbon and Construction Calculator. It was basically trying to collect embodied carbon data in what we call these environmental product declarations, kind of like a nutrition label that you would have on a box of cereal, but talking about building materials. Put all those EPDs in one place and make it available for decision making. It's a topic that is moving very, very quickly because they're getting the message that we need to act, and this idea of the materials going into our building being a big source of the problem and we need to do something on that, people are starting to understand that.
Every meeting that I sit in with new architects, new consultants, new engineers, new contractors, new subcontractors, or existing folks that we have relationships with, I always ask about carbon. And by putting that pressure on people, by asking the right questions, people are becoming more educated and they're saying, boy, this is really something I need to figure out.
We're going to set new standards in quality that our competition will chase. We don't design buildings. We don't physically construct buildings. We rely on architects and engineers and contractors and subcontractors, material suppliers, equipment manufacturers, and we're going to rely on them. That's what we've done for years. We challenge them to help us achieve a goal of better quality, and that's exactly what we're going to do with carbon. We're already doing it. We're already making headway. We've got suppliers that are coming out and having EPDs already, they didn't have it, we asked about it, they go get it, they come back, they're proud, they know they're meeting our needs.
I think the Embodied Carbon Guide that Hines has generated is an industry leader, and that approach will help influence the industry and deliver outcomes and not just commitments.
This program has been a big collaborative effort led by our conceptual construction group in Houston, but in collaboration with our local construction managers from around the world. It has really the best practice of across the globe, and it is something that we will be using with our consultants, architects and contractors in our projects going forward.
The industry is at a turning point. We have an opportunity to lead in a way that no one else does. With 65 years of embedded experience in the firm, I'm really excited to see what we can do.